Just trying to survive and learn to love along the way. By Foreplay on AO3. Episode 30, Chapter 30 of Rescues and a Not So Friendly Competition. Izuku is sitting there lost in thought when he hears the explosion. It sounds nothing like Bakugou's explosions. 1 minute later, and Yaoyorozu is rounding the corner. She barely pauses as she halts him up, grabbing him around the middle and carrying him under one arm. Izuku clearly underestimated her strength. She's running while maintaining her grip on him, taking a complicated path to avoid the others. She makes it a quarter of the way back before she suddenly freezes. Izuku looks up and pales a little. There's a bunch of floating rocks and pipes, and Uraraka stands in the middle of it all. Izuku doesn't know what her plan is, only that it could crush them. Shit. Yaoyorozu turns and starts running, but there are a ton of floating items in front of them, blocking her path, something that neither of them had noticed before now. Izuku looks behind them and sees Uraraka raising her hand to release the obstacles. Something grabs both him and Yaoyorozu a second before she does, dropping them into a gentle roof. Izuku finds himself staring in the face of Dark Shadow as it pries himself from Yaoyorozu's arm and leaves her behind. Tokiyami leaps across the rooftop. Izuku comfortable in Dark Shadow's grip as they race towards the finish line. He makes it just half past point before there's a flash of fire in the Dark Shadow's face, and Izuku falls harshly onto a roof. Tokiyami races towards him, readying Dark Shadow again, but is quickly stopped by a block of ice. Todoroki gives him an apologetic look as he scoops him into his arms before sliding him towards the pass of ice, transversing over the buildings easily. They barely make it 20 feet before the ice shatters beneath them in an explosion and Todoroki drops him, leaving Izuku to free fall between buildings. His breath catches in his throat, and he can't even scream as he falls. He looks around frantically, but there's absolutely nothing close enough for him to redirect himself towards and use his quirk to jump off. He knew this would be the most competitive and aggressive team, but he didn't think it would go quite this far. There's a series of explosions and Bakugou is slamming into him, turning him as they crash through a window to take the brunt of the impact. He maintains his tight grip on Izuku as they land on the hard floor and roll, ending up on top of him. Damn, Deku, did you not think Icy Hot would drop you? Izuku winces when Bakugou pulls him to his feet, and the boy frowns at him before crouching down in a similar manner to Kirishima. Izuku clambers onto his back before he even has to ask, saving them both the embarrassment, and Bakugou stands up before heading towards the stairs. There's a slight chill in the air as they exit the building, and he feels more than hears Bakugou sigh. Think you could wrap your legs around me? I may need to use my hands. Izuku complies and tightens his grip when Bakugou starts running. They are nearing the end, and Izuku hopes that this is the end of it. He's sore and he's tired, and he just wants to go home at this point. He regrets that thought as soon as it enters his mind. Bakugou slows to a stop, because lined up in front of them are Yaoyorozu, Uraraka, Tokoyami, and Todoroki. Are they working together to get him from Bakugou? As soon as one of them grabs him, the other will turn on them. Surely they know that. Why bother working together then? Their classmates all start running towards, and Bakugou turns his head in the opposite direction. He nearly runs face first into a wall of ice. Todoroki must have done it while they were staring them down. Bakugou turns back and places his hand at an angle behind him before powering up his quirk. They blast into the air, and Izuku holds on even tighter as the explosions that propel them, holding back a scream. They fly over Uraraka and Yaoyorozu before they land, and Bakugou runs like his life depended on it. Izuku is surprised that he's not turning around and fighting, but he guessed that even Bakugou knows he can't beat them all while holding on to Izuku. They're almost there, the rest of the class cheering Bakugou on as they see them approaching. Bakugou slips and nearly falls when Todoroki covers the ground with ice, but he maintains his balance and keeps going, barely slowing down his speed. He crosses the metaphorical finish line and slumps to the ground. Izuku lets go of him as soon as humanly possible and scrambles back, watching as their classmates crowd him. They're all yelling congratulations, while he yells at them for being too close. Izuku sits there for a few minutes, undisturbed, before a shadow falls over him. He looks up and finds Todoroki standing there with a frown on his face. Sorry for dropping you, Midoriya. Izuku accepts the hand that's offered, and Todoroki pulls him to his feet. He stumbles a little, but Shinsou is there, looking a little concerned. It's fine, Todoroki, and you guys can call me Izuku. I don't really like being connected to that name anymore. Izuku has been thinking about it a lot lately. He told Shinsou a little of what happened, and he's sure that after the supermarket and the hospital that Todoroki figured it out. They're good enough friends as it is, and he was going to suggest it sooner or later. Sure thing, Izuku. You better start calling me Hitoshi then, too. Shinsou gives him a tight smile. Call me Shouta. When he looks at Todoroki, he finds a dark look in his eyes. But he still nods at him, so Izuku counts it as a win. They start the tread back to the changing rooms, and Izuku lags behind everyone, old and new pains making themselves known. His entire right side is aching from where he was slammed into the building, and his back smarts from where he landed on it with Bakugou caught him. Maybe we should go get you to Recovery Girl. He looks up to find Hitoshi's concerned face watching him. Shouta stands next to him, and when Izuku looks for the rest of the class, he finds them far ahead of their little group. Izuku opens his mouth to refuse, but shuts it just as quickly. He really doesn't want to deal with Shou's disappointed yet still managing to be concerned look when he entered the classroom 20 minutes late. So he nods at his friends, and they stay close on the walk to changing rooms before they head to the infirmary. The bell has long since rung when they finally make it there, and Recovery Girl just sighs at them when she sees them. She writes Hitoshi and Shouta each a note to excuse their lateness to Shouta. They protest, saying that one of them should stay with Izuku, but Recovery Girl just gives them a stern look, and they're leaving, giving Izuku a remorseful look. He just gives them a reassuring smile as they walk out, leaving him to the mercy of Recovery Girl. She gives him a scary look and gestures to one of the beds. He slowly makes his way over to it before sitting down. She pushes him until he's lying down and gives him a light kiss on the cheek, activating her quirk. His energy vanishes, and his eyes shut entirely of their own will. Okay, I'm doing this outro while I'm putting on my bonnet because I'm gonna fall asleep right after I record the 2 p.m. Video, the Somewhere Better, and because I left it off on a half episode, on a half chapter, it's gonna take me just a couple of minutes to record half of what it is, hopefully less than half, because I for some reason have a better time reading Somewhere Better. Maybe it's because I've read it once before, therefore it doesn't fuck me up as much, but I also have a easier time reading Just Trying to Survive and Learn to Love Along the Way. I end up doing long segments and not messing up as much, but who knows, I don't know what it is. Okay, whatever, probably the writing style and stuff. But as I was gonna say about this one, very interesting. It was very not so friendly competition right there. I love the line of like, I knew it was gonna be not that line. That line wasn't specifically that line, but like the line of like, you know, I knew it was gonna be competitive, but fuck, you know, like damn. Okay, so chapter 31 is of parents and interviews. Summary: Shouta has to meet the parents of his problematic class. How poorly can this go? Oh, very poorly, my dude. Very poorly. Who do you think, what a parent are gonna give him the most fucking Oh, wait, are we gonna meet Shinsou's parents? Ooh, are we gonna meet Shinsou's parents? I'm excited for that one. Ooh, I'm excited for that one. What parent's gonna give the most crap? Okay, wait. I know, technically speaking, Aizawa doesn't have to meet with Izuku's parents because they are his parents. Legal guardians, I mean, you know, and they don't have to meet with Inko. I saw, there was a TikTok once. I don't know. It was like was it a cosplay thing? No, it wasn't a cosplay skit. It wasn't a regular skit. Was it a regular skit? I don't know if it was a regular skit or if it was like a comic book or I saw this somewhere where it was Hitoshi, and Eraser Mike, and they were doing a parent-teacher conference, and Aizawa was giving the conference as a teacher, and Mike was receiving it as the parent. And then they started flirting. It was, and then Hitoshi's like, please, stop it. You're acting as if you're not married. And Yamada's like, I do not know what you mean, son. My husband is home. We're talking with your teacher right now. Like, it was the most hilarious thing to me, and I just got reminded of that, but yeah. Anyways, my raindrops, make sure to eat, sleep, drink water, take your meds. Have a wonderful day or night. Link to my Discord server and socials are down in the description. Subscribe to see more of my content, and thank you so much for watching.